Hi, Armin, and thank you very much for taking the time. Really appreciate to have this conversation with you, as especially as you are the owner and founder of Speexx, and you're the one that also took the decision and set the foundation for this entire project of ICF Germany auditing the team coaching competencies framework, or the framework that you intend to use with all of your clients under the Speexx platform. So really love that we have a chance now to exchange a bit about how did we got there and what the importance of this audit and the results for your for the company. So if you don't mind, let's start there at the beginning. Like, how did we come about this one? And especially if you can look a bit of what was important for you in taking this decision to go ahead with the audit.
Thanks for having me, Christina. I wish I was the owner. I'm one of the founders and a stakeholder, so it's a bit of a
Okay, sorry.
different, but the rest is okay, yes. So why did we decide strategically to do this audit? That's the question, right? Um, so the background really is scale. We
Hmm,
do audits for all our products. You know that we have a
yeah.
range of products for language training, intercultural training, business coaching, with a strong focus on business coaching. And we do tech audits for automotive, for example, with TISAX. We do ISO. We do audits for the public administration training, um, accreditation. We do specific HR tech providers like Workday, SAP, SuccessFactors, or Equals, the Holy Grail
Hmm.
for language training. And with the ICF, obviously, we have found an accreditation, not an accreditation, but a evaluation body
Yeah.
that really levels is plays at the same level as those organizations that we work with. And so, we totally value deep coaching expertise as we
Mm,
value deep trainer expertise, but we don't just want quality to live in individual brilliance. What Speexx is
mm,
all about is we want it embedded in a system. And with that kind of system, we are scaling team coaching. At the moment, we wanted independent validation of quality
mm,
standards as part of making it enterprise ready. So our customers are large enterprises. We scale business coaching to large organizations. And obviously, we need someone to tell us whether this actually works from a methodological point of view, not just from a technical point of view, where we have those accreditation. We chose the ICF, of course, because it's the most widely recognized competency-based standard for professional coaching. And its team coaching
mm.
framework is exactly designed for systemic, multi-stakeholder enterprise context, which is exactly where we are working. So we didn't want validation against a single school of thought.
Mm.
We wanted validation against competencies, and that's what we got from the ICF.
Thank you for that. I appreciate what you're bringing in there. It's not about what kind of methodology you're using for team coaching, but it's about how do you, at any moment as a team coach, maintain that high standard of quality through the competencies that you're showing up in the way you're enhancing that team coaching process. And if I link to that and I look further, I mean, that's the very first time when any of the providers, and from this perspective, you're definitely a pioneer because the pilot for auditing the framework has been with you. I'm wondering, what do you believe that that's the impact, or what is that meaning towards the entire profession?
Well, we realized that this was a bit of a risk also.
Sorry.
So it wasn't that much of a risk because we developed our entire framework against the ICF framework. So it's and we work with almost exclusively with certified ICF coaches. So we knew that this was working along the ways that you
Mm,
wanted to audit it, but still was a bit of a risk. So the part is the audit is a bit of part of a broader move to ensure repeatable quality at
mm,
scale. That's pretty much it. I'm totally aware that you and lots of coaches are excellent in their one-on-one relationships. What companies like Speexx can bring into this and as a business model is repeatable
yeah.
quality and repeatable quality at scale. We can deliver it to more people in organizations across borders, across economies, across territories. So that's where we can actually add value. We're working with ICF coaches. So the coaching
Mm.
itself is deeply grounded in ICF standards. Um, does that answer your question?
Mm-hmm. Can I add something in that one? As
Mhm.
knowing now a bit better the framework and also being part of that smaller team that went through and tried to calibrate and we ensure that we get to the final audit opinion. Which again, by the way, congratulations for having an absolutely clean opinion on the framework. I'm sure that it was not an easy thing to develop it and then make sure that you maintain that standard. The other thing that I picked up from the importance of this audit is that we're moving not only to a standardized ways of looking at team coaching, but you had in there also ways of how the company or the beneficiary, the final client of Speexx in this case, can see the value and the impact of the team coaching process. And I think that's one element that was highly appreciated by all of the auditors by seeing that incorporated of the framework of how do we keep on having those feedback loops and that the client sees the impact. So
And the loop
thank
continues from the customers because external
yeah.
validation, of course, matters when we are setting a benchmark for quality. It's not just us telling
Yeah.
them, hey, it's an artisan kind of
Yeah.
uh, trial or proposal. It's something that's deeply grounded in something that is recognized across the planet as the framework. And that helps us a lot commercially as well as, of course.
Yeah. I have one more question for you because I'm realizing that, of course, coaching is not just a standalone thing. It has it is a bit of a bigger ecosystem right now for coaching. Includes platforms, it includes AI providers, includes, of course, coaching schools and so on. So I'm wondering, is there effect or an impact that you see from the step that you took on the entire ecosystem of coaching currently?
Well, we position our portfolio is one platform with endless solutions. So we are the
Mm,
first provider out there with different formats for different needs, one-on-one coaching for individual development and team coaching for intact teams, group coaching for cross-functional peer learning, and all complemented by AI as an always-on layer that
mm,
sort of scales access. So we don't use AI as a standalone thing. It's an always-on layer that reinforces learning between human sessions. That's new. And for all of this, those parts working together, we were seeking for some background and some evaluation. So when it comes to the impact and the difference it makes for the ecosystem, it's of course for us it means differentiation.
mm,
Once we have um, this evaluation, it means trust, and it means trust in our scalability, in our ability to
mm,
scale. Because that's the one question that we get a lot is fine, you have this one coach can do an excellent job,
mm,
but how do you keep the quality across the entire delivery chain through cultures, through different companies, through different territories, all across the planet. That's what we're working on. I think that's new. That's what makes a
mm,
difference for the coaching ecosystem, that we're sort of widening the scope from a one-on-one perspective or from a coach group perspective in a specific market to a larger scope across the world, really.
mm. So you're moving from a team coaching being just a very customized one-time delivery to a delivery based on a framework that one ensures sustainability throughout the entire customer base.
Yeah. You see, we frame team coaching as breaking silos, maximizing time, resources, building community support, increasing motivation, engagement, everything that you do as well.
Mm,
We sell this to large organizations from Shanghai to New York, and they have
mm,
lots of different people. And I think this is really where the ecosystem benefits from providers like Speexx for us, not us alone, but typically we can open up a market that probably didn't really exist before providers like us came into the picture.
mm, mm. That is true. And congratulations for the results of the audit. And I'm looking
Thank you.
forward to see how this evolves also in other frameworks that you might want to design and develop. Because indeed, I like the proposition that you have with saying this is a platform that covers all of the needs of an organization. So thank you very much, Armin, for this.
Thank you, Cristina.